Hey y'all, happy Monday, Slay, whatever you like to call Mondays. But I love a good Monday when I get my week going and having a great start to the week. And so I thought, why not come here and share with you some of the tips and things that I've either have adapted for several years or in the last year or so that I feel like are super helpful. I asked the tribe in my glam room if they'd be interested in something like this, and they all said yes. And I asked them specifically, like, what do you want some tips on? If I know some cool tips or hacks, I'll share them. If I don't, I'll do the research for you and share it, just because I want to be of service to people and help people, especially in this time. But then I thought, why not share this with everybody? And then I can always just share this video in the glam room. I don't know if I can actually like share it now in the glam room, but we'll see. I guess I'll share it at the end because I don't have my laptop. But really quickly, I'm just going to give you 5 helpful tips. So I hope that you find this helpful, and maybe you're already doing some of these things. But I know the beginning, I wasn't doing this, because at the beginning, I think we all had to have this like shock of like what's really happening, like everything's shutting down. And then I went to like, okay, this will kind of be cool for a little bit. I just assumed that we would only be in quarantine for like a week or two, like to the end of the month, and then like back to school or whatever. So it really took me a while to get my own systems, because I was kind of going off of like 2-week increments, like, oh, 2 weeks, I'll do this. But once we finally knew, like, we're not going back for the rest of the school year, we're going to have at least 2 more months beyond of this, I think that's when it took, like, it hit me that I cannot keep letting my life pass me by, y'all, because you're going to look back and this is going to be 3-4 months of your year. And have you spent the whole time watching all your Netflix shows and all the fun series, and you spent hours and hours watching Netflix? Well, great. If that's your goal, if that was your goal, if that's something you put on your vision board, that was something that you're like, I want to make sure I get this done this year, watch all the Netflix, then great. Happy for you. But for me, I personally only watch 5 to 7 hours of TV in a week. So I don't have anything on in my house right now. If anything, I watch TV to personally develop. I watch and listen to different podcasts and I listen to different books, because I'm not like really a book reader, but I listen and take notes. I spend so much of my time doing those things. And I used to love to watch TV. I still love movies. I still love doing those things. I just know that I have these other things I'm trying to accomplish. And you guys, so many of us have prayed for more time. So many of y'all have said, I want more time with my kids. I wish I had more time at home to get this yard the way I want it, or to get this space the way I want it, right? It may not have shown up the way that we envision this time. And again, I know there's some essential workers, and so thank you, literally thank you for all of you. So I'm talking to the people that are privileged to be quarantined. I'm talking to people that are blessed to be home, because it is a blessing. And once you start to think about how much of a privilege that is, I think that you will start to take advantage of this time more. So you can either literally just survive by waking up late, staying up all night, binge eating, doing all these things that you know are not great for you and you know aren't healthy, you know that's not your best version of yourself, or you can start to take this time to thrive. So here we go. The first thing on my list, I've already kind of hinted at it. You've wished or you've prayed for this time, so utilize it. What are things that you can do to make yourself better? I know there's something on your to-do list this year that you were like, I want to get this accomplished, right? Figure that out. Maybe, and this is what I did. I took a list. I just said, what are all the things that I've been wanting to do? What are things I want to get done this year? And I write those things down, and then I started tackling those things. I started incorporating them into my day. So the next tip would be to organize your space, to get organized, to literally, even if you have to do it room by room. I was talking to one friend and she's like, I just tackle one room at a time. And I think that's smart. It's pretty much what I did. And even when I was at work, I didn't like to leave my office until my workspace was organized, because I didn't want to come back the next day looking at the chaos and the disorder from the day before. So even at home, and my office is at home now, I clean it off, I get everything situated, and I organize my space. Your mind or your space is a reflection of your mindset. And so whenever you have a disorganized space, you really have a disorganized mindset. So it's kind of like an easy, fun hack. If you're wanting to relieve stress and anxiety and feel like you have control in this whole situation of things that's so unknown, what has helped me is to have my home organized, literally from top to bottom, room to room. There is nothing out of order. And I really feel like while I'm home, there shouldn't be a reason for it. Like, why not put the dishes in the sink? Why not vacuum and make sure your floor's clean? Why not take out the trash? Why not, do all those things, make your bed every day? Like, why not do those things when you're home already, right? So those things, those simple things will make you feel, number one, accomplished, two, in control, and three, like you're in a space that's just comfortable and calming. And if you don't believe me, try it. Try one room. I know I'm a very type A personality and I like structure and organization. Like, I literally have a color organized closet. But even if you're not a type A person, when you take that time to organize things and you look at your organization and clean room, you're going to be so happy and it's going to feel so good to where you inside will feel good and you'll be happy for that. Okay, the third thing is a schedule. Hold on, let me shut my door. Really quickly. A schedule is super important. I have my day typed out every 30 minute to hour increments. And if I get behind, it's okay because I catch up or I say, okay, I don't have time for that one thing today. But if you don't put it on your schedule, you probably won't get it done. So at least putting it in your schedule. I literally schedule, like, I need to have half of my water done by this time of day. I need to have this full amount done so I can refill by the next time of day. I have in my schedule, I need to, do my devotional. I have in my schedule time to do my power hour for my business. I have in my schedule all those things that I want to make sure I get done. I put it in my schedule so it helps me stick to it. And it's literally a Google Calendar. Like, use it. If you don't use Google Calendar, it's amazing. It literally can send alerts to your phone. You can have it linked to your phone on top of like a physical planner if you need that. So drop me a heart if any of this is helpful. If any of this is something that a tip you might want to do, just drop a heart below. I would love to see that. So the third thing, I kind of went out of order. So I'm looking at my note because I'm like, where did I leave off? Before I move on, the next thing, you really, really want to be specific with your schedule. So it's not just like, I work from 8 to 4. Like, it needs to be specific, like super, super specific, down to the wire, everything you want to get done, and incorporate some things that bring you joy. Incorporate those fun things and break that up in your day. Like, I literally have an hour around 1 o'clock where I unplug and I go outside, or I just do something for myself. I put on my feel-good music. And that's something I get to look forward to in my day. Unless I have a meeting at 1, then I just skip it or I push it back or move it forward, So the next thing, which I think is super important whenever you're talking about schedules, thank you, Debbie, is I think it's really important to have a non-negotiable list. So I created this for myself about 3 years ago when I realized I'm trying, because a lot of people have asked me, Julia, how do you do it all? Like, I get it, you don't have kids, but you have friends, you have families, you have multiple businesses, you have a full-time job, you are able to like focus on eating healthy, and you're able to do all these things. How do you do it all? And it's really because I utilize every minute of my day, and I strategize and I structure and I prioritize things. And one thing specifically is I have a list of non-negotiables. So we all have a to-do list, right? I make it very important to put those non-negotiable things at the top of my to-do list. So like I cannot have more than 5 in a day, because then it won't be realistic for me to get them all done. So every day I have 1 to 5 non-negotiable things that I must get done today. It may like crazy things might come my way, but that is on my to-do list. I am determined I have to get that done. So it might be I have to go live today because I haven't gone live in so long. It might be I have to go organize a certain room. It might be I have to get this task done on my with my job with for the next school year that I've just been putting off, but I know I got to get this done. So whatever it is, you figure out your non-negotiables. You put those 1 to, again, I wouldn't go over 5. Usually I'm at 1 to 3 in a day. And that's what I'm like, I got to get this done today. And I put it in the beginning of my day. I do that around usually 9 to 10 o'clock. So I already feel super accomplished that I got all my non-negotiables done. And then I can move forward with anything else. Okay, that's a big one. All right, next, I think I mentioned, so that was 4, right? So I mentioned you've prayed and wished for this time, so utilize it. Find something that you've always wanted to do and do it. Schedule, get organized, your house organized, your desk area organized, whatever. Schedule things, like create a schedule. Digital schedule is awesome on Google Calendar. Schedule it literally minute, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour at a time. Be very specific. And then create a list of non-negotiables for the day. And then the very last thing, which is funny, but it's true. And I think it's easier because I lost 49 pounds. I have to say 50, but it was really only 49. Only made it to 49. And granted, I gained some of those back, but it's okay. We're working on adjusting back to losing that I gained back. But I've not gained back all 49, so I'm happy with that. But it's easier to add things into your life than take away. So I could say, do the Optavia program like I'm doing. I can tell you, do the Be Epic pills for energy, or I could tell you any of these things, like take out some food, don't eat sugar, don't eat all the carbs. But I know some of us are struggling with eating healthy and making good choices during this time. So I think the best advice for you to do is to add something that's valuable and add something good, which is water. Our bodies are made up of majority water. And I know specifically on the days where I do not chug my water, I am less energetic. My skin isn't as clear and glowy. So water is super great for your skin too. I feel like I'm not as bloated and all those things. Like water has so many good benefits. So even if you ate the chips, you had the bad meal, you had the cupcake for Mother's Day, whatever, girl, it's okay. But go ahead and add that water and flush things out and give yourself your body that hydration. So that is it in a nutshell. That is my 5 tips for how to thrive and not just survive during quarantine and y'all and beyond. We don't know how long this will last. There is not going to be going back to normal. We are going to have a new normal after this. I pray that we can get back to shaking hands and hugging and all that sooner than later, but life how it was before will no longer be that. Like how I left school last in March, when we go back in August, it's not going to be the same. We're going to have different systems. We're going to have different ways of learning. We're going to have different ways of interacting, and that's okay. It's a new normal. So I want to give tips that have helped me adjust to this new normal, and I hope it helps you. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope this is helpful. Share this video if it's helpful. Share it with a friend. Tag somebody that might need to hear it. But definitely let me know if anything was helpful, because I just love feedback. And I'll see y'all next time.